And we're live. NASCAR Sprint Cup Series action on tap today. It's the 5th edition of the Shootout from, again, the Berkshires Raceway. 30 cars will hit the track today in 2 separate heats, something that has never been seen in the Shootout before. This first heat will be made up of the 14 drivers who won a race in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series in the 2014 season, and they'll be led off in Heat 1 by the champion, Kevin Harvick. And alongside Kevin Harvick on row number 1 is going to be Denny Hamlin, another one of the Championship 4 that was seen in Homestead, Miami. And behind them, another one of the drivers who made up the Championship 4, Joey Logano and Jeff Gordon, who had a very good 2014 season. Then the Daytona 500 champion, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and the Fontana winner, Kyle Busch, are in row number 3. Row number 4 now, Brad Keselowski, who had a very dominant season, and then the 6-time champion, Jimmie Johnson. Row number 5 is the Subway Ford of Carl Edwards, lined up next to Kasey Kahne, the surprise Atlanta winner. Row number 6, the Daytona winner, Aric Almirola, and then Jamie McMurray, the Sprint All-Star Race winner. AJ Allmendinger and Kurt Busch make up the final row, and they both had 1 win on the season. Now, as the Mitsubishi pace car dives off, Kevin Harvick's going to lead them down to the green. Harvick into turn 1 clears Hamlin, as now Logano's going to peek under him for second position. No. Hamlin cuts him off as Junior looks underneath Gordon. But now Hamlin's going to look for the lead into turn 1. Hamlin to the lead underneath Harvick as Gordon and Busch now battle it out. Gordon's falling like a rock. He's just not getting off of turn number 1 good. As we'll see right here, he just is losing time as Keselowski's catching up to him. But now Harvick's into the wall. Harvick shot to the outside wall as Gordon barrels under them. Keselowski also involved, maybe even Johnson. But Jeff Gordon absolutely plowed underneath Kevin Harvick. Let's see what happened. It looked like Harvick was battling for Hamlin. He looked under him and just was put into the wall. Then Gordon took the corner a little wide. Bam, right underneath him, that you saw Johnson, as you see the fix of the damage, hit the back of Keselowski, as Keselowski also has some nose damage as well. Now, caution laps do not count in this segment, as you see the 2 cars out of the race already, so we will restart on lap number 4, as Denny Hamlin takes him to the lead. He inherited it, as Kyle Busch is now moving up the field, side by side, 2nd to 5th. Kyle Busch now clears Joey Logano as Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Aric Almirola, the 2 Daytona 500 and 400 winners, side by side. Almirola looks to do the crossover as we ride on board there, as Almirola now has it going into the final lap. As slow goes Carl Edwards, smoke billowing out the back of the Ford Fusion. The race is over, caution is out, field is frozen. Denny Hamlin, after Carl Edwards' misfortune, is going to take the win in heat number 1. In the back, it looks like Jimmie Johnson and Kurt Busch just made it, as Brad Keselowski, unfortunately, is the last car to finish, so he does not advance. As we see the results, Denny Hamlin, who inherited the lead after the accident with Kevin Harvick and Jeff Gordon, he took the win with Kyle Busch's teammate second. Joey Logano, Aric Almirola, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kasey Kahne, AJ Allmendinger, Jamie McMurray, Jimmie Johnson, and Kurt Busch make up the 10 that advance. Brad Keselowski, Carl Edwards, Kevin Harvick, and Jeff Gordon, most of them taking out backup cars, will be in the LCQ single car qualifying. Heat number 2 is now set up on the grid. This heat is for the drivers with no wins in the 2014 season, but this will determine the outside lane for the main event of the Shootout. The inside lane, of course, were for the drivers from Heat 1 who did have a win in the 2014 season. 16 cars as opposed to the 14 cars in Heat 1 will be in Heat 2, as let's see the starting lineup for this heat. Ryan Newman, the highest finishing driver, 2nd place with no wins in the season, as Kyle Larson, the Rookie of the Year, amazingly makes up row 1. Matt Kenseth, 7 wins in 2013 but none in 2014, lines up next to Clint Bowyer in row 2. Danica Patrick and Paul Menard, row number 3, both in Chevrolets. Row number 4, Brian Vickers, New Hampshire winner from 2013, and Marcus Ambrose, going to be heading off to Australia right after this race. Row number 5, Daytona 500 champion in 2011, Trevor Bayne in the 21 Wood Brothers car, and Tony Stewart, first win this season of his career. Greg Biffle, veteran driver now, next to Austin Dillon, 2-time champion. Casey Mears in the number 13 car, next to Michael Annett in row number 7, and row number 8, David Reagan and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who did not have a good qualifier. Now for the start, Ryan Newman and Kyle Larson, pair of Chevys, lead him down for the green flag. Newman, with a very good start, is going to have him on turn 1 as the field filters through. As we have 3 wide, Tony Stewart, Trevor Bayne, Marcus Ambrose. Stewart, very ambitious at the beginning of the race, as he's just making up spots amazingly. Ryan Newman leads lap number 3, as now we have a battle for second going on as we go on board. Matt Kenseth looking inside of the Rookie of the Year, Kyle Larson. Is he going to have him? No, Larson holds on as we go back on board. Lap 4 completed. It's Matt Kenseth now has the position. He's up to second place as now Danica Patrick and Clint Boyer battle. We have trouble. It's Trevor Bayne and Greg Biffle. Biffle, oh no, up on the wall. That's an awful incident. Did he even know that Bayne was down there? I don't know. Bayne, well, he shouldn't have been down there in the first place, but Biffle just turned down on him as he is out, as is Bayne. An awful accident. They'll be in the LCQ with backup cars. There is the transfer position. Tony Stewart holds it. 6 cars behind him. Green flag is out. 2 laps to go. As Stenhouse looking antsy underneath the net. He hits the net. Up into the wall goes Ambrose. And net squeezes Stenhouse into the wall. Stenhouse goes all the way to the back. White flag is out. Ryan Newman has the spot. Intense battle in the back is now. The Michael Waltrip Racing drivers battle it out. Ryan Newman out of turn number 4 is going to take the win in heat number 2. And in the back, who's it going to be? And it's Stenhouse all the way in the back. Had a very ambitious move, but did not make it. Ryan Newman is going to start outside of Denny Hamlin in the main event. Matt Kenseth, Kyle Larson, Paul Menard, and Danica Patrick make up the top 5 as the Michael Waltrip drivers. Clint Boyer just lost out to Brian Vickers, and the transfer spot went to Casey Mears. Marcus Ambrose, Austin Dillon, David Reagan, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Greg Biffle, and Trevor Bayne are all going to be in the LCQ. As the LCQ can be viewed in part number 2 of the 5th edition of the Shootout, as well as the main event. So we'll see you then. As for now, I'm Luke Marcheski, signing off.